His message arrives warmer than his last one, like the silence never happened. She reads it, then answers. But the reassurance he expects, the closeness he assumes will pick back up, none of it arrives with the reply. Somewhere in the space he left, she separated two things that used to move together, talking to him and letting him back in. Contact can restart a conversation. It doesn't restart trust. Here's what changes once familiarity stops doing the work accountability was supposed to do. Number 1. She separates responding to him from restoring his old access. He reaches out with something familiar, a warmer tone, maybe an explanation for the distance. In the old pattern, that was enough. His message alone used to reopen her reassurance, her attention, her willingness to make the conversation easy for him again, sometimes before she'd even decided how she actually felt about hearing from him. This time, she replies, and that's all it means. A reply is not forgiveness. It's not permission to act like the withdrawal never happened. It's not an invitation back into the parts of her life he used to move through freely. Access, it turns out, isn't one door, it's several. He might get back into a conversation without getting back into her private thoughts, her daily life, the physical closeness, or the relationship role he used to occupy without asking. He may notice this immediately, a warmth missing from her replies, a question she doesn't offer to answer unprompted, and read it as distance when it's actually precision. None of it is punishment. It's her refusing to let the relief of hearing from him again make decisions that trust hasn't earned yet. Number 2. His explanation stops functioning as accountability. He tells her why he pulled away. He was overwhelmed, unsure, afraid of getting it wrong. That explanation might be completely sincere. It might even be true. But an explanation answers a different question than the one she actually needs answered. Explaining why he left doesn't acknowledge what carrying that absence required of her. The nights she talked herself out of checking on him. The version of the relationship she quietly kept alive without knowing if it still existed. And here is the part she's only now letting herself see clearly. In the old dynamic, her own understanding used to do this work for him. She'd hear his reasons, soften her own hurt around them, and quietly restore the closeness before he'd ever had to sit with what his absence actually cost her. Her empathy wasn't just generous. It was completing a process he never had to finish himself, over and over, until he rarely had to confront the full relational weight of his withdrawal. Understanding him doesn't erase what happened to her. Accountability asks something explanation can't offer on its own, that he recognize the impact, stay in the discomfort of her perspective without defending his intentions, and take part in repairing what broke, instead of waiting for her compassion to repair it for him. An explanation can make the past make sense. Only accountability can change what happens from here. That doesn't mean she needs a perfect apology delivered all at once. It means his discomfort with her caution can't become the reason she skips the very accountability that would make deeper access safe again. Number 3. Without that automatic access, he runs into the difference between wanting her back and doing the work repair actually requires. Not long after that, he starts to notice something he didn't expect. She's responsive, she isn't cold, but she also isn't reaching for the closeness he assumed would just resume. He may wonder why being polite and being close aren't the same thing anymore, especially now that he's the one who reached out first, said the right things, and still finds a version of her that hasn't moved any closer. He may genuinely want the relationship. Wanting it and being willing to sit inside the discomfort that rebuilding it demands are not the same thing, and this is where that gap becomes visible. Some people meet that gap by getting frustrated or pulling back again as if her caution proves she never really wanted this, or turning up the warmth, hoping enough of it will make the caution disappear on its own. Others try to slide past what happened entirely and resume the old familiarity without ever naming it, treating her patience as agreement that nothing needs to be discussed. And some stay. They tolerate the slower pace. They answer the uncomfortable question instead of redirecting it onto their own intentions. And they let the conversation be harder than they'd like without punishing her for that. None of these reactions alone proves love, manipulation, or readiness. What matters is what he does with the space between reaching out and being fully let back in, whether he can stay inside that gap, or whether he only wants what's waiting on the other side of it. Number 4. She lets consistent behavior, not urgency, decide what becomes available again. She doesn't have to resolve everything in one conversation. She can wait and watch what he does after the initial emotional intensity fades, because that is often where the pattern becomes clearer, once neither of them is running on adrenaline anymore. Does he acknowledge the impact without steering the conversation back to his own intentions? Does he answer hard questions without disappearing again afterward, the way he used to whenever things got uncomfortable? Does he let her set the pace instead of pushing to make things feel normal faster than they actually are? Does what he says in the first conversation still hold up by the third or fourth, once the possibility of losing her no longer feels immediate? None of this guarantees the relationship comes back together, and it was never meant to. It simply gives her something more reliable to go on than longing, urgency, or one good conversation. Her standard was never perfection, it's participation, sustained, not performed once and then quietly abandoned once the urgency of losing her fades. She doesn't have to choose between shutting the door completely and handing everything back at once. Access can return in layers, matched to what he actually proves over time, not to how badly he wants to step ahead to the part where it's comfortable again. She can stay compassionate towards him without making herself available before the relationship has actually earned that availability back. But the harder question appears when he wants a place in her life again while still resisting the slower, less comfortable work that would make that place trustworthy. Contact reopened the conversation. It didn't reopen her. Only what he does with the space in between, consistently, without pressure, without needing her to manage it for him, gives trust a reason to return at all. If you've wondered what it looks like when he wants back in but still isn't ready to rebuild what his distance broke, that's exactly where the next analysis picks up. I'm Attachment Decoded, and I'll see you in the next analysis.